Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Andrew. This is GivReads. It's a channel where I talk about reading and writing. I'm a YouTuber, author, and booktuber. I still don't know if that's the correct order. I like to use my time wisely. I really don't. But here we talk about reading, writing, storytelling, everything in between. And today I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is a little bit, and I'm gonna start writing a book with you guys. I'm not entirely sure. Let me explain. So I've had this idea in my head for a while of something that might be a novella, a novel, the beginning of a series, its own standalone thing. I don't really know. If you've never read my series, The Debt Collection, especially starting with Soul Fraud, which is the one that's currently out, you may not understand what's going on here, but you don't need to roll with it, so that's okay. For those of you who have, I've always wanted to write about some of Orion's adventures before the book happened, right? What was the hunter up to in different eras? And I've had this idea for either a series or a story or something called The Song of the Hunter, which is sort of like the legend, you know, the ballad, the gala of Orion. I have almost no idea what to do with that, okay? This is not outlined, this is not planned, this is nothing. But here's my idea for maybe a way for us all to have fun with it. This could be probably canon, we'll call it canon light, okay? But in terms of what we're doing, I'm thinking about doing a regular thing where I sit down and I write for 20 minutes, I read you guys what happens, and we do it in a series. What do you guys think? Would that be interesting? Would that be fun? When it's done, then I can go through, you know, and edit it and publish it and do whatever we decide, whatever it turns into. And that might take a long time because 20 minutes every few days or once a week or something, that's not enough to really write the whole book very quickly. But it could be a fun little process that we do together, and you guys can leave comments and I'll use some of your ideas and I'll ignore some of you because that's what I do. It's a lot of explanation. And let me know if you guys think this sounds fun, if you want me to keep doing it. Okay, this is sort of an experiment, but if you do, I might. So, as always, hit the like button. That really helps. Hit the subscribe button, leave comments, all that good stuff. We're trying to get this channel partnered. We're real close. That'll really help, especially because that helps you grow on the platform once you're partnered. And also, then we can get more people to read Soul Fraud and the Dandelion Audit and Constellation Convention when they come out later this year. I'm using my YouTube channel to sell books. Who would have thought? Okay, so here's literally what I have. Chapter 1. Okay, we're going to do 20 minutes. You guys will cut in and out a little bit. I'll maybe give you guys a better vibe of what I'm thinking at the end, and then I'll read the whole thing. So everything will always end with the reading, such as it is, and we'll go from there. But I'm gonna get my phone, all right, and we're gonna put 20 minutes on. So like I said, I really have no plans for this. Well, that's not true. I have a couple vague ideas that I think would tie into this. I don't have any of the characters planned, and I don't know how Orion fits into this either, because I don't think I'm going to write it from Orion's point of view. I think that would be tricky. I think it's more going to be like Orion's present, which means he won't be present earlier, so this is a spoiler, but whatever. Okay. You guys are going to laugh, but here's what I think. That's right. We're doing a Wild West. Out in the desert, it's the sun that'll kill you more than the snakes and the bandits. Oops, that's, you know. You guys are also going to get to see how many typos I write with, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, this is coming together. I'm kind of doing like the intro, kind of set the stage a little bit. I'm finding the voice. I actually think this is coming together pretty good. We'll read the whole thing as we go. I want to get like a little bit of tension. All right, I want to do a little bit, introduce a little bit of the idea. First lines are important. I don't know. You guys have to tell me if you like this first line. I take a lot of pride in first lines. I really think about them a lot. I really like Soul Fraud's first line. I really like Dandelion Audit's first line. I spent a lot of time on that, so we may rework this, we may replace it, but at least sets the vibe a little bit. I think we can get another page though, at least today. That's my goal, and see how it goes. Come on, Andrew. Make up characters, you can do it. Okay, second page is coming together. This is actually flowing like really well. It helps that I think I've had a couple ideas for this very first part that I've like wanted to touch before but never have. So I'm pulling from a little bit of that. I'm really curious to see what you guys say, because I think that this is super fun and could go somewhere, but maybe not. Maybe it's nothing. I don't know. It's fun to work on a little side project just for a minute. And we can do this together. It'd be a cool little collaborative thing. Oh, has anybody ever written a book on YouTube before? I don't know if they have. I'm literally looking up Wild West names because I don't know. Austin, I can name him Austin. There you go. That's time. Okay, hold on. Let me finish the page. All right. Okay, because we're close. We're close. I at least want to give you guys, I guess the goal is in about 20 minutes to get about 2 pages, and I want to finish this thought, and then we'll pass it off to you guys. But we're not going to get to as much as I wanted to, but this is an experiment. If you guys want more, I'll maybe try to make them longer too over time. We'll see. Okay, all right. Time. We got 2 pages. I'm going to read it for you. And now, a dramatic reading presented by yours truly. And also, the reason why I don't read my own audiobooks. Out in the desert, it's the sun that'll kill you more than the snakes or the bandits. Yes, a rattlesnake's bite is poison, sure enough, and hot lead will leave you leaking things you'd much rather keep inside your body, but those are avoidable. There's no hiding from the relentless heat of the sun. Spend too much time out alone with the sun in the desert and you'll begin to resemble a raisin more than a man. If you've never been there, Arizona has a name that sounds like a delightful paradise, full of mystique and charm. But in reality, it is a flat desert built to test the limits of man's fortitude. That's why it seemed more than fitting to me that I stumbled on a small town in the midst of the sands called Hell. Certainly felt like we were in the right neighborhood. There's no such thing as an easy journey across the Arizona Badlands. If you're not carrying the right amount of supplies, water especially, then your first step of that trip is more than likely one of your last. I knew this, but circumstances beyond my control had sent me racing out of Tombstone with my pack of city slickers without the proper amount of preparation. Something about some cowpoke disrespecting the lady wife of my employer and threatening to shoot my boss when challenged. Whatever the reason for all the excitement, we left old Tombstone in a hurry with a stagecoach that was frighteningly empty of supplies, and we were in dire need of a resupply before we all wound up as dead leather in the desert. Given the circumstances, one might say the appearance of hell was mighty fortuitous, which might be the only time anyone has ever been tempted to say such a blasphemous thing, even by a vinegary apostate such as myself. But as I eyed the rundown town, something deep inside my skull, hiding under my 10-gallon hat, told me that maybe the desert was a safer place than Hell, Arizona. There was some about it that made the back of my neck itch, and I always listen to my neck. My body has a few constant warnings that it always gives. My left knee hurts when it's about to rain, and my neck always itched when someone was about to try to kill me. "Barrett," called Thomas Murphy, my employer, from the window of his stagecoach, "we will go into town and purchase water rations and a place to stay for the evening." I let my horse trot alongside the window for a moment, staring down at the town as I thought about his orders. Mr. Murphy was what we affectionately referred to as a city slicker. He and the missus had just begun to make their way out west from whatever civilized coastal city they'd been living in. Thomas had made himself some money and as such thought he knew how the world worked. But the West was still wild, and the rules were different here. I glanced at Smith and Jones, who rode on the top of the wagon. Yikes. See, typos everywhere. They both gave me mild shrugs. Smith hefted his long double-barrel shotgun as if to say, "What's the worst that could happen?" I don't really like to find out what the worst is. That's how I've survived living out in the wild as long as I have. I reckon we could, I admitted after a long pause, as our little group stared down at the clustered buildings of hell. But I don't mind telling you, Mr. Murphy, something about that place sets my teeth on edge. It's become some yokels named their city Hell? Thomas laughed at me, leaning back in his seat. Don't tell me you're superstitious, cowboy. His wife chuckled politely from beside him. It does certainly set a tone, I admitted with a grumble. Hell isn't real, my good man, but my thirst is, Thomas insisted. So, we went to hell. All right, those are the first 2 pages. Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk about it. Leave some comments down below. I'll read them. I'll see what you guys think. I'm excited. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you want me to do this more, make sure that I know you want me to do it more. Otherwise, I'll try to find some other stuff that might be more interesting, and we'll go from there.